I've got one of my favorite type of deliveries here, a golf club shaped, well, not quite a golf club shaped box, but it's a box and it looks like it's got golf clubs in. I know this one's from Callaway, so I'm really excited to see what is inside this. Let's have a little look. I'm at my home golf course, Castle Royal here in Berkshire. Beautiful day. And if this is what I think it is, I can't wait to give them a go. We are in Callaway. Lots of wrapping, so I'm not going to do all that now because that will be a bit boring for you to watch. But it looks like it's a set of wedges here. Visually, face looks fantastic. They've got 5 different grinds. I could play that pretty aggressive there. So I think for most amateur golfers out here, this is a great option. It just felt so easy to get through the sand then. Felt fantastic off the face again. I'm gonna have to try and go aerial with a bit of speed here. This is the new Callaway Opus SP Wedge. It was released last week, so very excited to get my hands onto this one here. Thank you very much to Callaway for getting this over to us. And yeah, this is their new iteration. So obviously we had the Opus, which is their last wedge that they brought out last year. Great success, great take up on tour, but they brought some new technology to market here. SP, which stands for spin pocket, and I'm very excited to hit these and see what that spin pocket does in terms of performance. So let's get into it. Let's have a little talk about the tech first of all. So what's different in this model here? Well, SP, spin pocket, is a cavity that's effectively, because we're going for a 2-piece construction this time around in terms of the actual here and then the face. And what's really different is that's allowed them to create this cavity at the back of the face here, and it will change depending on the loft. So obviously when you're hitting your 48, 50, 52, you don't want that massive spin. You want to be able to hit your distance still, but as you work up into sort of 54, 56, 58, 60, you do want the lower launch, higher spin. So that spin pocket will change in terms of height and shape, and that's very exciting. And I think that what that means is the weight that they've saved, they can distribute a little bit higher. So what I've noticed just originally looking at it, certainly the top edge here, a little bit thicker, and as you can see here, this is a little bit chunkier through here. Now there are other manufacturers who've been doing this. This isn't necessarily new. We now know that higher center of gravity leads to lower launch, higher spin, but this is the first time I've really seen it very distinctly done, I would say, with a Callaway cavity wedge, I would say, like this. 1020 carbon steel, so very soft as well. And the other thing that they want to talk about is Spin Gen 2.0, which is their new groove configuration, which is the cross hatch, which is set at 17 degrees across the face, and you can probably see that this is brand spanking new, and that's going to help you really on these partial shots, and that's exactly what I've got here. I'm going to hit 30-yard chip shot here, and it's something where I can't create loads of speed, so I'm going to have to rely on the grooves on the face to give me that spin and that little bit of action. So let's get in, let's hit some here. I'll give you a little bit of a real-time sort of feel off the face as well. Visually, face looks fantastic. I've always enjoyed the look of the Callaway wedges, I have to say. Very clean. This was the 6th prototype, so this is a combination of the guys on tour, AI technology, and this was the shape that they came up with, and it looks super clean, have to say. No offset on there. I love the way the toe meets the top line as well, so it just looks very clean to my eye anyway. This is a 56 in their C grind. They've got 5 different grinds here as well this time, as you get into the 58 and the 60. They've got a wider sole, they've got the X sole, they've got the C sole, S sole, so they've got lots of different variations there in terms of sole design for you, but let's get into it. So into here, trying to hit like a nice little grabby one. Felt great, feedback on it was beautiful. You can definitely tell it's a 1020 carbon steel, which is a nice soft carbon steel there, which I've used those in the past. I love that feel, I have to say. I could play that pretty aggressive there. That's really where that new Spin Gen, well, not good. Testing the forgiveness out on it, that one. That's where that spin groove is really going to help me on these partial shots, create quite a lot of spin. So I didn't accelerate there, which is why I didn't hit a great shot there. And that's where your grind is going to help you out. Keep it moving. Tons of spin on there for a partial shot, I have to say. They feel fantastic. Got this just in a stock option here, so I had to go Dynamic Gold S200 in there, so nothing too fancy, but you can obviously customize those as well. I'm going to get into the bunker and hit some shots as well, so stick around. Let's see how it performs at the bunker. Okay guys, so in the bunker, going to test out just how it feels like this moves through the sand as well, and then see what that sort of spin retention's like as well. Got a W grind here as well, so one of the wider sole shapes. So I think for most amateur golfers out here, this is a great option because the width for that sole is going to give you forgiveness. So I'm going to play this to try and optimize this grind. So obviously the grind would be optimizing your technique, but I'm going to go the opposite way around here. So I'm not going to open it up quite so much, and I'm going to use it to really help me get through the bunker here. Short-sighted myself, I'm going to see how close I can get this one out here, but let's give it a go. This is the 60 degree, so this is where now the SP, the spin pocket, is starting to change shape a little bit. Shape still looks great. I'm not going to open up a huge amount, I'm going to see how much spin I can create. I'll give myself a 6 out of 10 for that one. Not bad at all. Again, it just felt so easy to get through the sand there, and that's where I think these W grinds really lend themselves to the amateur golfer who might struggle out of bunkers, have to say. Felt fantastic off the face again. Plenty of spin there, trying to keep myself short of that pin there. So again, that's probably a 5 out of 5 stars for me there on the Callaways again. Okay guys, so I find myself in an all too familiar location nowadays. I've short-sided myself from the pin. Gonna need my 60, gonna have to try and hit a flop shot here, gonna have to go aerial to try and see if I can stop this thing as close as I can, try and save par. Got SP in hand, Opus SP I should say, and gonna try and see exactly how much spin I can generate on this thing here. So let's give it a go. So this is, again, as I mentioned, the 60, so that speed pocket is higher up the face to try and move that CG. I'm gonna have to try and go aerial with a bit of speed here, so let's give it a rip. Not bad, I tell you what, absolutely grabbed. You could really feel it. I could feel it off the face as well there. I would probably give myself 6 out of 10 for that one, but the wedge felt absolutely beautiful and tons of spin there. So certainly that Spin Gen 2.0 is kicking in for me there. Okay guys, so I hope you found some value in that review there. Simply put, there's definitely been for me a bit of improvement in the shaping and certainly the feel and the spin that you get out of that SP wedge. I could definitely see it come out a little bit lower with a little bit more spin. That could be the fresh grooves, but I think at the same time, that's exactly what Callaway have been aiming to do with that new design. I do also have some of the older Opus wedges there, which I can, if you'd like me to, do a side-by-side comparison as well. If you'd like to see that, fire in a little thumbs up in the comments below. And if you guys have tested the SPs already, want to hear from you guys. How have you found them? Do you think they're an improvement over previous Callaway wedges? I've played Callaway wedges in the past and I absolutely love the shape of them, I have to say. Definitely look forward to doing a little bit more testing with these SPs, but if you want to see me test them against the previous model Opus, if you're an Opus model player, thumbs up in the comments below and I'll get that video out for you as soon as I can. Guys, see you at the next review.